Welcome back to the road. Today we're stopping in Ypres, Belgium. Ypres is a city forever tied to the history of World War I, but the city's history goes well beyond the Great War. Its location was perfect for trade, and it grew into a great center of linen in the Middle Ages. As the city's wealth grew, so did some of its most iconic structures. The Cloth Hall, the city walls, and many of its grand churches. Today, the city is a symbol of resilience and peace, having been almost completely destroyed in the Great War and then being rebuilt brick by brick. This city, as mentioned before, is forever tied to the First World War. Starting near the Main Gate, the walk on the ramparts offers views of nature and history alike. It dates back to the 14th century, but leads to reminders of the people who once fought and died here in the form of several war cemeteries. Not far from the ramparts is Sint-Jacobskerk. While it's not the most famous church in the city, it's a serene stop after walking the wall. The church was established in the 12th century and has a mix of Romanesque and Gothic architecture from additions made over the centuries. The name of the church comes from it once being a stop on the pilgrimage route to Santiago de Compostela, where the relics of St. James are said to rest. I guess I'm feeling a bit reflective, and the next stop fits the mood. Another church, St. Martin's Cathedral, in its current Gothic form. The church started off in 1230. I know it's in the name, but this is technically not a cathedral and hasn't been since the days of Napoleon. But that is just how it's known, sort of like the Sirius Tower in Chicago. In either case, this place is impressive and an important symbol to the community. During World War I, it was heavily damaged by artillery fire. Its reconstruction in the 1920s is symbolic of the perseverance of the city in face of so much devastation. Next, we're going into the Cloth Hall to visit the Yper Museum. This is a place that is everything Ypres. Ypres beyond just its wartime history. The museum is dedicated to the history of this city of cats from its earliest medieval history through the First World War. I mention cats because that is a nickname the place has taken on over the centuries. Apparently, they used to throw cats out of the belfry. This is still done as part of the cat festival, but with a plush cat instead of a living feline friend. No cats have been thrown to their dome since 1817. When you enter, they hand you a wristband. Not just a ticket, but a key. The key to interactive displays that bring the city's past to life. You tap it to begin stories, to meet characters, to see Ypres through different eyes, maybe cat eyes. The exhibits are thoughtfully designed, layered and rich. There's a lot to take in. Old maps, portraits, fragments of daily life from another time. It's the kind of museum that invites you to linger, to look closer, to imagine what once was. Hill 60 isn't much to look at, just a bump in the earth, overgrown with grass and quiet now. But during the First World War, it was one of the most fiercely contested pieces of ground in the Ypres salient. It wasn't a natural hill, it was created by the spoil from a nearby railway cutting, elevated ground in a flat landscape, and for that reason alone, it became a target of unimaginable violence. Beneath it, soldiers tunneled for months. British engineers packed the ground with explosives, and in 1917 detonated one of the largest non-nuclear blasts the world had ever seen. The silence is heavy here, interrupted only by birdsong and the wind in the trees. It's a place to remember what war does, not just to people, but to the land itself. Ypres is a city that lives with its past, not in spite of it. From medieval trade routes to the shattered battlefields of the Great War, its stones have seen the best and the worst of what we're capable of. But walking those streets today, through rebuilt churches and along quiet cemeteries, you don't just say what was lost, you say what was preserved, remembered, and rebuilt. It's a place that teaches us something about resilience, about the cost of peace, and about the quiet power of memory held in brick, earth, and sky. I hope you enjoyed this visit to Ypres, Belgium. Let me know in the comments what your favorite takeaway was from this amazing place. Thank you for watching. See you next time.